What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Ansel Armstrong back again with another roster update prediction video. It is Wednesday, so getting that time of the week where the players' performances are getting locked in terms of what the next roster update is going to look like coming up this Friday. Back to our normal schedule, Fridays instead of Thursdays like last week's one was. Back to Friday again this week. I'm expecting a pretty big roster update. We got a couple predictions. We got a couple out there predictions, some hot takes. You know how we like to do it around here. We like to give you cards that I think are going to be able to be upgraded and have some investment opportunity. So not necessarily going to have a strong focus on those guys that are already 5K. We'll do a little bit of those because, you know, there's some shoe-ins there that I think that are pretty surefire bets. But without further ado, let's dive into it. We'll start with our gold to diamond predictions and then our silver to gold predictions, and we have some good ones in there, but let's start with the first one here in our gold to diamonds. So the first guy we're looking at, and I know he's already at a sell now, 4,700 stubs, but we'll talk about that here in just a second, is Darvish. Honestly, this may be, and I'm saying this, he's not going to go diamond now. Darvish may be one of the most surefire bets in MLB The Show history to go diamond. The fact that he's not diamond already is kind of crazy when you look at his numbers from last year, especially post All-Star break. He was one of the absolutely most dominant pitchers in the league, definitely in the National League, definitely the best pitcher on the Cubs after the All-Star break last year. All that he's done this year is improve upon that. In 6 starts so far, a 1.7 ERA. His hits per 9 are down. His homers per 9 are down. He's walking less. He's striking out as many as ever. Darvish, definitely deserving of some major upgrades. Honestly, he should be even higher than an 85. He could get all the way up to an 86, 87. I don't see why not. He's definitely deserving of so. Now, when taking a look at his card, where I think we could see some upgrades, his home runs per 9 is only a 53. And this year, it's at a 0.5 home runs per 9 compared to 1.7 last year, 1.6 the year before. Could see a boost there, as well as his walks per 9. And I think that is the big one. His walks per 9 are down to a 1.5 compared to the 2.8 last year and the 4.7 the year before that. So he is walking significantly less people over the last year and a half or so than he has been. And that 62 walks per 9 doesn't really do him justice with how he has been pitching. And honestly, probably deserves a little bit of an upgrade to his Ks per 9 and hits per 9 as well. So pretty much across the board, but especially walks per 9, home runs per 9, I see Darvish moving his way up and getting to at least an 85, if not more. Now, of course, when you look at this card, you see 4,500 sell now. You say, Ants, you can't make any subs off of that. At most, if you quick sell him, if he goes diamond, you're making 300 a piece. And here's where we're going to come in. If you watched our video last week, we talked about pre-placing some lower orders for a card like Darvish. Now, if I go to my completed order tab, you'll see Whit Merrifield on 8/24. Now, this is after he has gone diamond. We're buying Whit Merrifields for 3,000 stubs, 3,000 stubs, 3,000 stubs, a couple for 3,100. I was buying those when he was a diamond for 3,000 subs. I was then able to quick sell him for 5,000 subs. I was making 2,000 subs. Every one of these orders you see going through is a 2,000 stub profit at the end of the day. So potential here to do that with Darvish. I think he's pretty much a shoe-in to go diamond. I'm going to be doing the same, placing some orders in. Some sub-making opportunities there for sure, even though it's looking like he doesn't have a whole lot of investment opportunity prior to when he goes diamond, already at 4,700 sell now. Now, the next card we're going to look at, Manny Machado. A little bit lower on the sell now price, 3,500 subs, so definitely a lot of room and opportunity to make some subs there on this investment. Machado has been killing the ball this year, especially when you compare it to his 2019. He wasn't bad his first year with the Padres, but he's really rounded into form a little bit this year. His batting average is up to 280 compared to 256 of the previous year. His walk rate is up quite a bit. He's striking out less. And most importantly, his isolated power is at a career high. He's usually a 207. Isolated is his career average. He's hitting 288 on that this year. So definitely showing a lot more pop than he has in the past. And as you can see, especially versus righties. He has a lot of room to grow, and he's been hitting the ball really well versus righties this year. So I think Machado has a really good chance to go to Diamond. He can get a little bit of boost to his vision, his discipline, his power, both sides. Maybe not versus lefties, but definitely versus righties. It's contact versus left. He's been hitting the ball well against righties this year. That's clearly where he lacks a little bit. I think he has a ton of room to grow, especially after somehow getting a downgrade this week. I think Manny Machado probably plays MLB The Show. After that downgrade this week, he has been on fire again this week, rushing the ball. I see him definitely going Diamond with this next roster update. Now, the next card we're looking at here, again, more of our speculative choice of the week, more of our long-term investment of the week. That's Luis Castillo. Now, when you look at Luis Castillo on the surface, you see a 3.9 ERA. It's pretty quick to write him off, and that's why his price is only 2K subs. But when you start to dig a little bit deeper, we can see that his fielding independent pitching is a 2.07, and that's essentially works to attempt to quantify kind of what a pitcher can control. So it looks at walks, hits by pitches, home runs, strikeouts, things like that. Plays that are within more of the pitcher's control compared to a line drive out into the outfield that maybe some people catch it, maybe some don't, and works to provide a theoretical, essentially earned run average based off how the pitcher is controlling the aspects they control. And that's leading the league in fielding independent pitching this year. So Luis Castillo been getting a little bit unlucky. His defense hadn't been helping him out a ton. Probably a lot of other factors at play. But eventually something is going to give on that front. His fielding independent pitching is either going to go up, or his ERA and his actual true life performances is going to go down. He's been striking out a lot of guys this year. His Ks per nine is almost up 2 compared to the last year, and up 4 compared to the year before that. So a lot of room to grow there. His hits per 9 are up so far this year, but again, we're looking at a player who's getting a little bit unlucky. His home runs per 9 way down compared to where it has been, and it's only a 56 rated in game, so a lot of room to upgrade there. And his walks per 9 are in line with where it was last year. So I see Castillo as a guy who, once he gets the ball to start rolling his way a little bit, gives up a couple less hits, he's going to start giving up less runs, he's going to work deeper into games, get more strong performances. And at 2K stubs, you could start long-term investing. I think Luis Castillo, even though on the surface, the 3.9 ERA, the 1.5 whip is not great, I think he's just a couple good starts away from getting the ball rolling. And suddenly he is knocking on the door being a diamond. And who knows? They've done crazier things. We can tell so far this year that SDS does love the Reds. Sonny Gray, Bauer already diamond. I think Luis Castillo could be the third of that group to join that diamond trio. And now for our first goal prediction. Back on the Padres, we go with Wil Myers, absolutely crushing it this year. It seems like he's finally kind of figured things out in San Diego. He's comfortable. A former top prospect. A lot of people have kind of rid him off so far, but Will seems to be figuring things out in San Diego. His 280 average, way more than his 239 last year or the 253 the year before. And as you can see, 62 contacts, 50 contacts, a lot of room to grow on the contact front. And as well, even with 75, 85 power, he has room to grow in his power. 7 home runs in 28 games and a 300 isolated power. That is over 100 points higher than his career average of 189. His batting average is up. His strikeouts are way down, dropping almost 6% on his strikeout rate. So I think Will's got a lot of room to grow vision, discipline, and especially contact, and even a further boost to his power because he is roping the ball around so far this year. Honestly, been one of the best hitters in the entire league. And it seems like people are pretty much overlooking him. I don't see a whole lot of talk about Wil Myers outside of Padres fans. But he's crushing it over there on the West Coast. Only 405 subs right now. So if he does go gold, that is a pretty strong investment opportunity. You're more than doubling your subs up if you're able to pick him up at 405. Quick sell him for 1,000. Maybe a little bit more when he goes gold. Big investment opportunity there. And I'm feeling pretty confident about Wil Myers getting a boost at some point. Now, the next guy we're looking at here is just 266 stubs. If you're looking at an investment play, I think Ian Happ is one of the plays up there in Chicago. Man, he's been one of the best hitters on their team this year. He is absolutely crushing the ball compared to how he's done in the past. He's only had one full season in the major leagues. That was 2018, where he hit 233 with a 353 on base percentage. It's not bad, but nothing that's really jumping off the page at you. Whereas this year he's batting 267. His walk rate 17.9%, way up from the 9.6 he had last year. His strikeout rate is significantly down to where it's been in the past. His isolated power of 289, definitely deserving of some power upgrades. And 267 batting average, while not insane, and his contact numbers probably reflect that pretty decently. He may get a slight boost there, but really I see some power boost for him, especially against lefties. He has some opportunities there. 6 home runs in just 29 games for him. Really high isolated power, but also walk rate way up, 8% higher than it was last year. His strikeout rate down a full percent from last year, but most importantly, down 12% from his only full season he's had so far in 2018. So Happ's the kind of guy where, without a huge track record, with his only full season being that 2018, as we learn more about him as a player and as he continues to put up good performances, especially in a year where upgrades has been very aggressive, then we're going to have a more impact from this year's numbers compared to 2018, compared to 2017. And he's definitely playing like a gold this year. Already put a 1.3 WAR in just 29 games. He's been sneakily crushing the ball. Really cheap right now on the market. Maybe a bit more long term, but he's the kind of a guy who could easily get a +2, a +3 as a 77. He's not too far away, and as a silver, doesn't take a whole lot to get those overall boosts. And looking at his card, definitely has a lot of room for growth when you're over there looking at his pie chart. Now, the last guy we're looking at, we're making a bold prediction here. And what I think might be the very first time in MLB The Show history, I'm guessing a bronze to gold upgrade for Kyle Lewis. How is he not already a gold? That's what I got to figure out. How is he not already a gold? He doesn't have a track record holding him back. It's only his second year in the majors. He's only played 48 games in the majors. In his 18 games last year, he crushed it. In his 30 games this year, he's hit 7 home runs. He's batting 360. He has a 446 on base percentage, a 568 slugging. His isolated power at 207. He's walking 13.8% of the time, only striking out 23.1%. This dude might be one of the best players in Major League Baseball right now. He's the Rookie of the Year favorite, if not a dark horse top candidate for the MVP if the season ended right now. He has been absolutely killing the ball up there in Seattle. They have a future stud in Kyle Lewis right here. As you can see, the market definitely thinks he's definitely should not be a 68 overall bronze, 462 subs. But again, if he goes up to gold, that's a huge play. Even still, even if you buy him at 462 and he goes up to silver, you can see what happened with Luis Robert, where when he went up to silver, he was almost instantly up to 1,000 subs. Kyle Lewis, well, long overdue and deserving for an upgrade. I think he gets a major upgrade this week, and I'm sticking to it. He is going gold. He's getting a +12 overall boost somehow, some way, and you're going to see Kyle Lewis as a gold this next week. So that does do it for today's roster update prediction video. Definitely some hot takes. We're going out on a limb on a couple of these, but you know how we do it around here. We don't hold anything back. We're looking at those investment plays. We're looking at those guys that can really make us a ton of subs. And with these predictions, I feel pretty confident that a couple of those are going to come through. We've been pretty on point with a lot of our predictions so far this year. We've pretty much guessed almost every diamond, have at least mentioned them in some form or fashion. So I'm feeling good about what we got. A couple other guys I might be thinking about looking at, especially with that gold to diamond range. I've been really focusing on those this year. Is Trey Turner, Kenley Jansen, Liam Hendricks. Those guys got some potential, some opportunities. I'm not quite sold on Jansen and Hendricks. I definitely see Trey Turner probably getting that boost to diamond. But again, he's already pretty high in price. Of course, as always, I am forgetting someone very obvious. Who's been crushing it over the last week or so that we haven't mentioned in the video so far? Who am I forgetting about? Who am I ignoring? Let me know down in the comment section below with who you think is getting upgraded this week. And as always, we do stream live on Twitch 5 days out of the week. We're always discussing the roster updates, who's performing well each night, who's playing good each night. We're talking about those, discussing those live on Twitch in real time, looking at the market, breaking down some of the games that are happening, who can get those upgrades. Just talking baseball, hanging out, having fun. Definitely check it out if you're interested in that. Until next time, though, I'll catch y'all around.